Everyone, it is time for the play-in tournament here and the Vancouver Woodsmen Expansion Series here on 2K23. We take on the Golden State Warriors, the former team of former Splash Bro Klay Thompson. The Warriors still have Steph Curry. They've got Jonathan Kuminga. They've got a really good roster all around. And we take them on today. And if we lose, we head into another off season. They also have Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman. They have a really good starting five. And it'll be tough to gauge whether or not we can actually handle this kind of offensive power. But in preparation for this game, I am going to make one adjustment to our overall game plan. And we're going to give the Sumu less minutes, Jalen Smith less minutes. Azette will probably keep at around 18. I'm going to lower them for Zubats and for Osman. I'm going to increase minutes for all of our starters at least to around like 33 minutes. So I'll lower Dosumu a bit more. All right, there we go. There we go. I'm not going to change anything else, at least for the overall game plan. But for the Warriors, they're going to start both Jordan Poole and Steph Curry. I think I'm more afraid of Steph Curry, as any team should be. So I want to try and put Klay on Steph. We're going to have those guys match up, at least on our defensive end. So as you can see, Klay Thompson on him. We've got, where is he? A 78 overall matchup. It's better than with D'Lo at 70, so we'll take that. We'll put Klay on Steph and see if he can potentially lock him down or something. I don't know if he will, but we're going to try and see if we can do that. And with that out of the way, it's time. It's time for the play-in tournament. The Pelicans Thunder game is going to be before ours, and I believe the Pelicans won that. The Pelicans did win. They are now the 7th seed, so whoever wins this game between us and the Warriors faces the Thunder next episode. It is another home game. We're going to wear our white jerseys, and I can't figure out how to fix that like weird fog or mist that shows up during the home games, because if you watch the video here shortly, you'll notice that the home arena looks like foggy or misty or hazy compared to all of our road games. It's a weird bug, this 2K, with relocation or expansion teams. So that's definitely something. But look at their starting five. It's pretty damn good. Ours is all right. So can we, I think, upset the Warriors, even though they're the 10th seed? I think that this would be a upset for us to win. So let's find out if we can actually do it. Here we go. Vancouver, play-in tournament game against Golden State. Here we are. Rogers Arena. It's post-season basketball as Wiseman wins the tip and the Warriors start with the football. Did I just say football? I meant basketball. Kuminga misses that wide open three. And I'm also not off to a good start in terms of commentary. Miles Turner jacks one up from deep and missed it. Curry to Jordan Poole. 7 on the shot clock. A screen from Kuminga. Poole goes back to him, and he scores at the rim. And that opens the scoring in total in this game. Rivers hands off to D'Lo. He fires a three on the move, and it's a bit too strong. Wiseman backing down Turner. Then he spins and shoots, and he missed it. Vancouver trying to find their first bucket of the game. Klay Thompson back to D'Lo for another three. It's off again. Turner gets the board and puts it back in. We're tied at 2. Curry against Thompson, over him. The shot is off. Turner pulls down the miss. Good defense there by Klay on his former teammate. And now Klay lost the ball. Scramble for it. He gets to it. And he goes to Turner, back to Anderson, out of D'Lo. 5 on the clock for Vancouver. D'Lo back to Rivers for an open three. It's good. Let's go, Horace. Kuminga goes to Curry for a three. That one drops. Good answer by the Warriors. Screen for Anderson. Turner finds him. A three open, but it's off. Pull, top of the key, off the feed from Wiggins. That one is good as well. We got to watch out for their two shooters, man. Turner against Wiseman. Throws up a shot, but too much on it. Poole off a screen from Kuminga. Passes back to him. Clay is called for a foul. That's his first, and it's the first on Vancouver as well. First free throw is left short. And he goes 1 for 2. Clay left wide open for a three. You can't be doing that, Golden State. You guys know this more than anybody else. Curry against Thompson. What does he do? He steps back. Now he wants to attack the rim. And Clay forces the miss. Good job on defense once again. Anderson on the other end. Takes it inside. Goes back to Clay for a top of the key three. But that one is an air ball. And it was open too. Steph feeds Wiseman. He will fade away, and the shot is off. D'Lo with it. Against Curry, hesitates. Now finds Wiseman. Turner across court to Anderson. He has to force the shot, and it's good. And that puts Vancouver in front by 2. That's the first points for Simon Anderson in the postseason. Kuminga working against Rivers. He goes to Steph. He spins and shoots and scores. We're tied. Turner to Thompson. He will pull the trigger from deep, and it's good again. Clay's got 9. James Wiseman has it. He finds Kuminga wide open in the paint. 6 minutes gone here in the first. Turner has the ball. He finds D'Lo. He waits for a screen from Rivers, then pulls the trigger, but can't knock it down. Jordan Poole on the move from deep. It's good again. And right now, Poole has been a bigger threat than Steph has, but both guys have scored a couple of times already, as Golden State now leads 16-14. Anderson, though, a chance to put us back in front, but he can't do it. Now Steph on the other end pulls the trigger from the top of the key and hits, and we're down by 5. The three-point shooting is going to be a big thing to compare between these two teams. Anderson, wide open shot. This time he makes up for it, and it's back to 2. Poole's got it. Can't find anybody to pass to until now he finds Wiggins wide open for a three, but that one is off the mark. And Vancouver has the chance to tie or take a 1-point lead here on this possession. The play for Anderson once again. We love this play for him. Top of the key. It's good again. Anderson's catching fire from downtown. He's got 9. Steph to Poole. He's wide open for a three. Now he's got 9. Trading threes here in the play-in tournament. The 9 seed against the 10 seed. Both teams trying to keep their seasons alive for just a little bit longer. As D'Lo lost the ball, gets it back. Finds Clay for a three. That one's good as well. The three-point shootout. Steph will take a mid-ranger this time, and he knocks it through. Just trading buckets, trading leads right now. No team the better than the other as we call timeout. After our timeout, Dosunmu, Osman, Smith, Azette, and Zubac all check in. So, gonna watch the bench players for the rest of this first quarter, it seems. Smith has the ball to play for Cedi Osman. We find him, but he's well covered. And now Azette might have to force a very contested and deep shot here, which he does. Finley with the ball for the Warriors. He goes to Hollins. He fires from deep, but that one swims out. Zet on the other end. Hands off to Osman. He fires and hits at the rim. We're back in front. Finley across the court to Hollins. Hollins takes a screen from Kuminga. Will fire off of it, but left it short. Dosunmu with it against Kuminga. He gets in the paint and draws the foul. That's the first on Golden State and the first on Kuminga. First free throw is up and in for Dosunmu. And Vancouver leads by 3. Hollins, a screen from Finley. The pick and roll. He won't pass it. Instead, he draws the foul on Jalen Smith. That's his first. That free throw is off. And Hollins goes 0 for 2. Lucky for us. On the other end, Cedi Osman will take it himself, but can't score through some traffic. Solid stop there by Covington. And now Finley, a dunk over Smith. And the assist goes to Moses Moody. Dosunmu, 5 on the clock. A screen from Smith. Dosunmu goes back to him. Nice pass. Hollins with the ball. He'll fire again. This time it's good. It had to fall eventually. Osman with the mid-range jumper. It falls. Good play call. Hollins, a screen from Kuminga, trying to go back to him. Osman read it perfectly. Dosunmu will take it himself, and he can't, but he draws the foul. Great job there by Cedi Osman. A couple of important plays already here in this first quarter. We're seeing his impact immediately. As Dosunmu hits both, Vancouver up by 5. 15 seconds and counting on the clock before the quarter is over. What does Golden State draw up here? It's a play for Hollins. He'll fire. It's well contested, but it goes anyways. And the first quarter ends with Vancouver in front 33-30. A high-scoring affair, trading buckets, trading leads, but we're in front as of right now. Start of the second, we've got Anderson, Dosunmu, Rivers, Turner, and D'Lo out there as Dosunmu took a pretty bad shot in the paint. That was very well contested, but they got those 5 guys out there. Kind of a smaller lineup than we typically see from us. Or just weird having Dosunmu out there in place of Clay, but the Warriors have now tied the game at 33 with that 3 from Finley. Anderson, turn the ball over. What was that? Now he's hurt. Don't tell me that he's hurt. Where is he? Come back and frame. Please. Anderson, still not back on defense. He must be really hurt. A 3 for pull off the mark. We have to call timeout because Anderson is down. Grabbing his right wrist. No, he's calling for the trainers. No, man, no. Which wrist is it? His right or his left? And Clay is going to have to check back in. What is going on here? I'm going to have to watch out for the report on his injury at some point. That should show up here in a few minutes, and I'll be sure to show that on the video. But that hurts, man. As Clay thinks about firing. Now it will with a little bit more space, but it rattles out. But losing Anderson after a very solid first quarter that he had, that could be really bad for us. Finley feeds Wiseman. Mismatch against Dosunmu, and he puts Golden State back in front. 10 lead changes, 4 ties. Our biggest lead was 5. D'Lo, top of the key, and it just missed. He's got to start knocking some of these shots down if we're going to stay in this game as Curry just broke Thompson's ankles, but he kind of rebounds back on defense. Steph will fire anyways, and the shot is off. And now a sprained right wrist for Anderson, which means that we definitely can't play him because that will definitely affect his shooting by a lot. And we're going to miss him for the rest of this game, and if we win the rest of the play-in tournament too. That is so killer, man. Really? At the worst possible time this season. That is absolutely brutal. D'Lo needs to step up, but instead he leaves that three short. He just is not taking smart shots or getting his feet set as Curry launches one, but that one is off too. Play to D'Lo. He'll pull the trigger again. Hit a shot, man. Come on. He's got to hit a shot. Curry off the screen from Wiseman. Goes back to him. Just a really good pick and roll right there. We don't cover it well. And we are down by 4. Still have not scored this quarter. And we call a timeout again. After our timeout, D'Lo, mid-range jumper. This time he knocks down a shot. That's our first bucket of the second quarter. And D'Lo is now a crisp 1 for 7 from the field. Got to really get him going now with the injury to our rookie shooting guard, who is going to be sorely missed the rest of the way. It's going to be really an uphill battle at this point as Wiseman is left wide open at the rim somehow. And our defense is going to have to be relied on more, which is probably not a good thing considering we allowed 30 points in that first quarter. D'Lo, a 3. That's 2 shots in a row for him. Okay, good work. Curry off the screen, air balls a 3. The Woodsmen take over down by a 1. A chance for us to take this lead back. Rivers with it. He goes to Clay. Open 3, top of the key. And it's off. Steph on the other end launches one. That one's off too. Turner's got the ball. He hands off to D'Lo, who fires a deep 3, and that one is off. A bit too deep. Had to force it on the move as well as Dosunmu gets the loose ball out of the hands of, I believe, Andrew Wiggins. Dosunmu going to work on Jordan Poole. He goes up over him and hits the shot, and we're back in front by 1. We're going to have to ask him to step up too the rest of the game. Finley to Curry. He'll fade away and fire, and that one is good. Dosunmu to Thompson. Well covered there by Wiggins. He'll go to D'Lo. And now they're going to call a charge there. Are you serious? That's a flop. Poole with it. Guarded by D'Lo. Trying to wait for a screen from Wiseman. Finally gets one. Now we'll launch a 3, and it just misses, thank God. As Zet has now checked in place of Dosunmu, so Clay has moved back to shooting guard. Zet in there at small forward. D'Lo for a 3, and he's starting to knock down a couple more shots this quarter. That's what I'm talking about. Vancouver up by 2. Double screen for Steph. He won't fire, instead he'll try to pass to Wiseman, and Turner with a great pass deflection right there to get the steal. Zet on the other end, hands off to Rivers. He can't lay it in. Throw it up behind himself. Couldn't really see the basket all too well, and Finley had a nice stop in the paint. And now a steal for Zet, a turnover. Bad pass by Jordan Poole. Zet will take it himself as he draws the foul. That's the second on Poole. Zet also going to be playing more minutes the rest of the way. So a lot of guards going to have to, play better. If we're going to win this game, can't rely on the three-point shooting of Anderson the rest of the way, as I've been talking about. Zet goes 2 for 2 at the line, and we are in front by 4 all of a sudden. Hollins off the Kuminga screen. Fires, and that one hits the rim like 5 times, but is eventually out. Russell to his Zet. He'll launch a 3, but left it short. Hollins to Kuminga. He goes to Covington. He goes back to Hollins for a three. Decent look, but it's off. Russell finds the cut by Smith. Just barely got it by Finley, but a great backdoor cut there by Jalen Smith. And we're back up by 6. Really good run here to quell that short run to start the quarter by Golden State, and the injury from Anderson as Wiggins misses that shot as Zet had a hand up in there. Really good job there at the rim, and a chance for us to increase our lead here. Zet to Russell for 3. No good. Zubac gets the board and stuffs it back in. Momentum pouring Vancouver's way. Finley for 3. That one is good. He's got 6 points. Zubac. The Chetty Osman. Mid-range jumper. High arcing, but a bit too much on it. Wiggins hands off to Hollins. He'll go back to him. He's wide open for a 3, but Wiggins missed it. We got very lucky right there. That was a wide open shot. Nobody was even close to him. Zubac back to Osman. He'll try from it downtown this time. And Smith gets the offensive board and puts it back in. He's got 6 points, 3 for 3 from the field so far. 4 boards to go with it. He's been solid off the bench. Hollins to Wiggins at the elbow. He'll attack. Goes back out to Kuminga now, and he missed the shot. Wiggins dives, flicks it back in. Kuminga for a 3 off of it, and he can't hit. The play for Osman once again. We want to get him some looks, but a couple of missed shots in a row for him, and we're going to try and probably second guess that now. Hollins steps back and fires a 3, but not a good look there. And just over a minute to play here in this first half. Vancouver up 51-44. Russell, he lost the ball. That's a bad turnover. Hollins drives and can't finish through contact. The defense has actually stepped up here this quarter. Only 14 points allowed so far. D'Lo, a contested jumper, but it goes in. We're up by 9. And D'Lo's got 10. He's 4 for 12. I've liked what I've seen this quarter from this team. Facing some adversity. Scored 20 points here in the quarter after a 33-point first quarter. Just trying to hang on to a solid lead until halftime. Finley left wide open by Smith, but he can't knock down the shot. And a chance for us to potentially go up by double digits now. Russell lobs it for who, though? What was that play? Just a bad turnover. Kuminga, a wide open shot. It goes. And that's at least a 4-point swing right there, unless we score on this play. Russell to Azet for a 3. It's good. Big shot at a big moment. And we lead at halftime. 56-46 on Golden State. We have played well so far on both ends. Starts of the third quarter. Under the fog of Vancouver's arena. Can we get it done at home? We got 24 minutes left to play here in this one. Steph had a 12-point first half. I like that we played some solid defense on him. I think 24 points in the game against Steph, where he's like a 93 overall, still best shooter of all time. I think that we take that all day. D'Lo, baseline jumper. It's blocked by Wiseman. Just a really bad shot attempt. And now a fast break for Wiggins on the other end. That's free points for Golden State off a turnover. Not how you want to start the third quarter. Rivers hands off to Russell. Now a screen from him. He'll pull the trigger. The high arcing shot rattles out. Steph. Wow, that was a quick passing, quick running there in transition. We're back to a 6-point game. 4 quick points for Golden State to start the half. Now it's a play for Cedi Osman, who starts the second half. He'll fire from deep, but his cold spell continues. And now, Curry, the foul, drawn by Curry against Horace Rivers on the defensive end. And very quickly, Golden State 6-0 to start the third quarter. Rivers hands off to Russell. He'll fire a 3. It's good. Nice shot. Kuminga to Steph. Going to by Clay. He steps back and fires a 3. That one's off, and now foul is called on Wiseman. A personal foul, and that gives us the ball. Screen from Rivers. Russell, the mid-range jumper. That one swims out. He's taking a lot of shots here. Got to start knocking down a few more of them to get back to where we need him to be in terms of field goal percentage. Jordan Poole, 5 on the shot clock. He will find Wiseman on the cut. The pick and roll worked pretty well right there, as it has all game for Golden State. The play for Cedi Osman once again. He's wide open. This time the shot drops. Steph for 3 off the feed from Poole. No good. We've gotten very lucky that he has not shot the ball very well from deep. Elo off the Turner screen. Won't fire yet. He'll spin. Go to Osman. Now Clay for a 3. It's good. Klay Thompson, what a game so far against his former squad. That's what we need from him right now. Vancouver up by 10, 64-54. Steph with the ball. It's tipped. Trying to find Kuminga, but Poole gets to it. Now shot clock winding down. Poole found some space for a 3, but can't knock it through. Russell has the ball, trying to find Clay. He gets the ball, but Poole is there to play some solid defense. He finds D'Lo for a mid-range jumper, but that one is off the mark. Now, Kuminga on the other end. A quick shot, missed it in. Wiseman's there on the glass to put it back in. D'Lo working on Curry. Can't get by him yet. Now he'll try again. But then he goes back out to Clay for a 3, and he's catching fire. Klay Thompson, everybody. What a pickup he has been for us this season. Curry to Wiseman in the paint against Turner. He pumps a couple of times and passes back out to Wiggins. Now he'll fire a 3. High arcing, and no good. Another play for Cedi Osman. We love this play for him. He fires a 3, and that one rattles in off the backboard after going around the rim, hits the backboard and back through the hoop. We're up by 14, our biggest lead of the day. Can Vancouver keep up their run here on both ends of the court? Poole has it. Screen for him by Wiseman, and Poole, a tough shot, and it's out. Russell to Cedi Osman, open again for 3, but too much under it. Poole, a quick 3, this time it's good. Trying to silence our crowd, which he has done so successfully. As we call timeout, up by 11, and half of the quarter left. So Zet has checked in as he misses that 3. Turner gets the board, and a foul's called on Steph. That's his first, but Dosunmu, Zet have checked in. We still have Clay, Turner, and Rivers out there right now as the 3 starters. Dosunmu off the screen. Takes a contested shot, but it's good. Hollins wants to drive baseline. Reverse layup is blocked, but a foul is called instead on Dosunmu. That's his first. First free throw is up and good. And Hollins goes 2 for 2. Oh my God. Turner steps out of bounds. A lack of awareness right there as he turns the ball over. Smith will check in place of Rivers. But Golden State gets the ball back, trying to cut our lead back below 10. Screen from Kuminga. Poole will fire a three off of it, and it's no good. To some grateful eyes from myself and the rest of this Vancouver crowd. Sunmu trying to find somebody. It's Clay. He's open for a three, but he missed it this time. Now Holland's on the other end trying to guide the Warriors. Ben shooting, and that shot's blocked by Jalen Smith against Kuminga. Dosunmu out of a shot, finds a Zet. Corner three, it's out. Jordan Poole to Moody. He knocks it down from deep. Dosunmu, a screen from Turner. He fires the mid-range jumper. It's off. Under 4 to go here in this third quarter. Golden State trying to cut this lead down prior to the fourth quarter. Jordan Poole, a physical take, and they call it a foul there. They look pretty clean to me, but free throws for Poole. The first of which drops. And he goes 2 for 2. It's a 6-point game again. Dosunmu finds a Zet. He's wide open for a three. And it's off. And Smith can't get the tipped board. Golden State, another chance to whittle this lead down further. The offense has hit kind of a standstill for Vancouver. But the Warriors offense has scored a couple of trips in a row. Moody back to Wiseman for a jumper. Wide open, but he missed it. We got lucky again. Zubac to Smith. He finds the cut by Azette. Great job and great pass there by Jalen Smith. And now a steal by Clay. The ball is tipped by Dosunmu. Great defensive read on that poor pass attempt. And now he throws the ball right to James Wiseman. Come on, man. And now we foul pulled again. That's Clay's third. Dosunmu really is a boom or bust kind of player. It's either a really nice play or a terrible one. And we just had one of each on back-to-back plays. Poole knocks down both. 68-74 with 2:15 to play in this third quarter. Zubac hands off to Clay. He'll fire a fadeaway three. It's an air ball. I hate those kinds of shots, man. Poole with it. He finds Wiseman against Zubac. He spins. Thought about shooting. Chooses not to. Now back to Poole. Shot clock winding down. He will fade away. A really tough shot. Good defense that time by the Woodsmen. Dosunmu, a screen from Smith. He will fire. That shot drops. Nice look. Wiseman backing down Zubac, spitting, shooting, and scoring. A 14-6 run in the last 11 or so minutes, which has just been the entire quarter. They've outscored us. Actually, no, that's not accurate. Play for three. He missed it. We have scored way more than 6 points in this quarter. So that was a falsified run by the Warriors as Wiseman missed the alley-oop and then gets his own board and puts it back in. It's now a 4-point game. Clay for three, trying to get himself revved up again, but he missed it, and a chance for Golden State to make it a 1-bucket game. Can the defense get one more stop this quarter? Hollins. Now Wiseman against Smith. He pump fakes, got him in the air. Great move, and it's a 2-point game. And it is a score of 76-74 with 1 quarter left. It is anybody's game right now. Vancouver has led for a while, but Golden State is high on our tail. Start of the fourth. The fans are loud, trying to will Vancouver to a win. Again, if we lose, our year is over. If we win, we have one more shot to punch our ticket to the playoffs by taking on OKC. As that three is good by Moses Moody, and that gives Golden State their first lead since, I believe, the early second quarter. As D'Lo will slice and dice, goes back out to Clay, a wild pass, but he hangs on to it. Now D'Lo fires a three, but can't answer back. And Curry goes inside until it's blocked by Turner, as he stops the fast break finally. So Smith comes in place of his Zets. Now we have two power forwards, one center out there. As Curry, how do you call a foul there? Really? They have done a lot of shooting fouls in this one. Steph knocks the first free throw in. The second good as well, and Golden State up by 3 now. Can Vancouver stop the bleeding and stop this run? D'Lo, some space, top of the key, but he can't knock down the three. We've got to find some consistency from him. It's been a couple of games since he shot very well, and so far he's not shooting very well in this one. As wide, that's not a good look, and we'll take that all day. Clay with it against Moody. He feeds Rivers. He spins and shoots over Curry, and he missed it. That was just a lazy shot. He's got to back him down or something, because Steph is small. Kuminga to Curry. Open mid-range jumper, but he missed it. Lucky for us. You got to take advantage of that miss right there and close this gap. You feed Rivers again against Curry. He'll just straight up shoot over him this time, and again missed the shot. That's 2 bad shots in a row. Curry finds Kuminga for a 3. He bricked it. And now a bad pass by Horace Rivers right to Steph. It's blocked by Turner. The layup attempt on the other end. Thank God, but Rivers a couple of bad plays in a row. He will stay in, but we did bring in Chris Dunn. His first appearance, maybe all season. He tips the ball out of bounds off of a Warrior and already has forced a turnover. And now Chetty Osman checks in place of Chris Dunn. So he comes in, makes one play that tips the ball out of bounds off of Golden State, and we take over. What a sequence of events right there. And Klay Thompson trying to find a lane to drive it and draws the foul instead against Moody. The first free throw is up and good. That's our first point of the quarter. And Klay knocks down both. Golden State calls timeout. Wiseman against Turner. He goes to Moody instead. Now back out to Curry. Screen from Kuminga. Curry with a lot of space on that 3, but he missed the shot. He's now 2 for 9 from downtown, which has been pretty much the saving grace for us in this one. That's why we are within a single point of them. Osman trying to change it, but he can't. Kuminga over the top of Turner finds Wiseman. That was a very slow pass. We have to get that, but Wiseman has had a really good game. 18 points, 9 for 14 shooting the ball. A couple of offensive boards to go with it. The work to be done on the glass, but only 8 minutes left here in regulation. Russell against Curry, spinning, and the shot is off, but a foul is called. I thought that was going to drop, but apparently not. But free throws for D'Lo. First one is good. And free throws are our only points of the quarter. We only have 3 of them because we just missed that one. The offense has got to get something going here before it's too late. Curry with it. He feeds Wiseman. They're trying to get him going. He finds Wiggins out of a shot. He'll pull the trigger from the corner. And it's up and out. And Turner gets the tip board. Thompson feeds Turner against Curry. He fades away. Why do we fade away on Curry in the post? Back him down, please. That is 6 missed points off of those matchups, and now Curry makes us pay on the other end. It was going to happen eventually. And he finally knocks down a 3. It's back to a 5-point lead for the Warriors. We still have not made a single field goal in this fourth quarter. Turner off the screen, over the top, can't find Rivers, but he will get the ball back. 5 on the clock now for Russell. And he draws a foul on Wiseman, which kind of bails us out there because that was a terrible possession by the offense. The first free throw is good for Russell. And this time he goes 2 for 2. Zet checks back in place of Jalen Smith. Or in place of Chetty Osman, rather. Curry throws it right to Rivers. Great read that time. It was trying to find Kuminga. Now a chance for us to tie with a 3 perhaps. But again, we have not hit a single field goal this quarter. Azet can't change that, and Rivers gets boxed out by Wiggins. Moody on the other end. Goes to Curry. He'll pull it from deep. That 3 is good again. 6-point game. Curry's got 8 in the quarter, 22 on the day. The offense has to get something going here. Half the quarter gone. No field goals to show for it. Azet to Russell. He passed up the open 3. Now waits for a couple of screens for him. They'll go back to Azet. Wide open. Nobody near him. And he missed again. Everything has just gone sour here in the fourth quarter for Vancouver. Kuminga over Thompson. He missed it. Good defense right there by Clay. Russell feeds Rivers against Curry. He fades away again. He can knock those shots down, and finally something goes through the hoop for us here in the fourth. 83-87. The defense trying to get a couple more stops for us before the offense can find their rhythm as Wiseman scores again. He's got 20 points now. Screen from Turner. Azet, the jumper. It's good. So after the Azet bucket, I had a small difficulty, so I missed this play. But the Warriors, once again, get a 3 from Steph Curry off this quick 3 off the screen and are back down by 7. 4.5 to play. Vancouver trying to make a run happen here. Azet, a tough finish. No, Rivers gets the board. Okay, that is 6 straight points for the offense. I like that. Now our defense needs to stop Steph from taking over because he's already had a couple of really big shots here in the fourth to put the Warriors in front. So trying to avoid that the rest of the way here. As Wiseman over Turner. Good defense. He gets it back. Come on, man. God, the offensive rebounds. Jesus, man. That just really bothers me sometimes. Russell trying to go ISO against Steph. He's guarded pretty well. Now Clay's got it. He goes across the court to Azet. 5 on the clock. Azet for a 3 on the move. Tough shot. It rattles out. And time is not on our side any longer. Curry, a contested 3. He missed it. Wiseman gets the board. He can't put it back in. A second one, though. Really? A second time? Rivers, come on. And now Moody gets it open. Look at the rim. We're down by 9. 3 minutes left. We have to be all gas, no brakes here. We have to completely destroy them these last few minutes, which I think is a really tough task as Rivers misses the shot. Him and Azet have had pretty off days, I have to say. And it's looking bad here for Vancouver. Wiseman spins and missed it, and this time we actually got a defensive rebound for once. Vancouver has to go fast. Russell for 3 on the move. He missed it. He shot poorly. Azet and Turner, or no, Azet and Rivers have shot poorly. Osman has not shot very well, but he's hit a couple of shots. And we are down by 11 now. The crowd is silent. I mean, of course, we had to have the injury to our best offensive player, who's also a rookie, right? It just had to happen, especially after that strong first quarter performance by the offense. As Zet knocks down one from deep here to put it back to 8, but that injury changed the offense. We only had 20 points in the second quarter and pretty much less than that in the third and fourth. So that has been a concern. The offense without Anderson shooting has been a definite con to our system. Curry has it. Screen from Kuminga. He'll fire a 3. It's good. That's the dagger, folks. I'm afraid no matter what we have done these last few minutes offensively, which we have done pretty well offensively these last few possessions, it's just not enough. Rivers, the open look, knocks it down, but those first 6 minutes of this quarter were absolutely crucial, and we lost the game because of those first 6 minutes of the quarter. That is it. We did not have a single field goal. We had to rely on free throws, which we only had, I think, like 6 of them, and just not enough, man. Down by 9, a minute left to play. I mean, there is a shot here that we win, but it is a very slim one. We have to start shooting a lot quicker here on offense. Turner for 3. Back iron. Kuminga gets the board. And I'm afraid it is over, folks. Well, folks, the Warriors will survive. 101-92. A lot of things just went wrong, especially after that first quarter. I liked what I saw from this team. Anderson goes down in the first couple of minutes of that second quarter, and the offense just took a nosedive ever since then. And our year is officially over. The Warriors will let us stay home, I guess, with our bags. So the fans here are upset, and the Warriors will face OKC in hopes of clinching that 8-seed spot in the Western Conference. Steph with 28 points in the end of things. Clay ends up with 17 points. We get 16 for D'Lo on 5 for 20 shooting. Azet 4 for 15. There was really nobody that was playing well for us except for Rivers in the first quarter before he got hurt, and Jalen Smith when he was in. Otherwise, nobody was good. Miles Turner 1 for 5, only 2 points. I mean, Chetty Osman 4 for 11. Sumo 3 for 5, I guess, was solid, but the offense was bad, man. Look at that. First quarter, Anderson plays 10 of those minutes, 33 points on the board. After that, 23 or less. It just went down the rest of the way. And the defense had a really good second quarter, but then in the third and fourth quarter, with the offense playing poorly, the defense could not step up. Steph drops 28. Wiseman 22 and 14, 16 for Jordan Poole, and a double-double for Kuminga. We shot 39%. We shot poorly from downtown. We had no paint presence whatsoever. Yeah. That is a tough loss to wrap your head around, at least with what could have happened if Anderson plays the whole game. Maybe things are different. I don't know. But we're done. Our year is over. I kind of thought it would be a tough matchup for us, but we looked good for the better part of the game. But we lose. Now it's time to see how the rest of this bracket unfolds here. We'll first send the play-in tournament, and the Thunder take down Golden State, so them beating us was all for nothing, apparently. And then over in the Eastern Conference, Philadelphia got the 7th seed, and the Hawks got the 8th seed. So now here's your full bracket. Let's see what happens here in the playoffs. Let's see who wins it. The Jazz, Thunder, Grizzlies, and Dallas move on. Shea wins Western Conference Finals MVP with some really solid numbers there. Darius Garland wins Eastern Conference Finals MVP with some more great numbers. And your matchup in the finals is the 8 seed Oklahoma City Thunder and the 1 seed Cleveland Cavaliers trying to repeat from last season. So that is pretty insane how a play-in tournament team, the Thunder, have made their way all the way after losing the first game of the play-in tournament, and they have found their way to the finals with 3 straight wins in 6 games in those 3 series against Houston, Utah, and Memphis. And now they face the Cavaliers, who respectively have taken down the Hawks, the Pacers, and the Celtics in their run to get here. So who wins? Is it SGA and OKC, or is it Garland and the Cavs? The answer is the Cleveland Cavaliers will repeat with back-to-back championships. This one comes in 7 games against the Thunder. They put up a hell of a fight, but Darius Garland drops 34 and 11 per game in 7 games. Fantastic numbers for the Finals MVP, and the Cavs are the champions once again. So this right here is where I leave you. July 3rd, 2025. Another year out of the play-in tourney. That is the second time in 3 seasons where we have lost in the play-in tournament after a decent season. And still outside of the playoffs, looking in, trying to find our path to get there for the very first time as a franchise and as a city. And I mean, yeah, tough way to go out. And happy Thanksgiving, I guess, guys, because that's when this video is going to go out. So, I mean, it was a fun game to watch. Just tough circumstances, tough way to end things on. But all in all, I think we had an okay season for what I was kind of expecting. I don't think you can really expect much from the roster that we had for the most part of this season. But I think this year especially, whatever changes that we make between this year and next year are going to be ones that ultimately propel us into the playoffs. That's my expectation, is probably low seed, like 5-6 seed caliber playoff team next year. That's what I'm kind of expecting from us before we even make any moves. So I will call the episode here. Thanks, guys, for watching so much. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. And we get into the 3rd off season of the series next episode after my Thanksgiving break. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll see you guys next time. See ya. Have a good Thanksgiving and a good rest of your long weekends, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and go Woodsmen.